So I'm beginning our recording, and as we arrive into our seats, just take a moment as your hands rest, palms up or down, to welcome yourself here, to find that steady posture where the spine is upright, the two sides of the body are balanced, and the feet are planted on the earth. Whether you're sitting in a chair or on a cushion, sensing the connection of our seat to the earth, welcoming yourself here, opening the door of awareness to this moment. We step out of the busyness of our morning, the busyness of our day, and we arrive here in this place of self care, of giving ourselves a pause, a mindful pause in the middle of the day to check in, to steady the mind, to bring greater ease to the body, and to open the heart. Arriving in this moment just exactly as you are. We welcome our whole self, and we bring a quality of attention to ourselves in this moment, a quality that is purposeful, non judgmental, and training our mind that when we travel into the future or the past, that we practice skillful means of bringing ourselves right back, right here. So take a moment to, as we acknowledge the seat and the land that we sit upon, to acknowledge the ancestors and the indigenous people that cultivated this land, that lived here hundreds of years before we did, to give thanks for the clearing of the trees, the evening out of the hills, making this a more habitable place for us to rest, to sit. And if you happen to know the native people, you might just bring them to mind. For myself in Maryland, and I know some of you are in California and Florida, but in Maryland, it's the Piscataways that cultivated this region of the country. Acknowledging with gratitude and opening our senses to the space around us, noticing sound vibrations nearby, perhaps the clock ticking, the hum of the fridge, the movement of air. footsteps of four-leggeds or other two-leggeds that we share space with. And the sound vibrations beyond the four walls that protect us. Passing cars, birds or crickets, sounds of nature, sounds of human activity. Sound is a wonderful anchor that invites us here. What is moving through the vibrations, the sounds that are created are now, happening now. So just taking a few more breaths to listen with your whole body. Sounds arriving and peaking and falling away, and making space for the next sound. And bringing awareness to the body sitting and breathing. Inhabiting the body more fully with awareness. We can check in with the energy level of the body, sluggish, lethargic, energized, ready to go. And we can bring a felt sense to our awareness of what it's like to inhabit our body right now. What is the general feeling of the body as we drop awareness within? Pleasant, perhaps neutral, no particular sense of the body in one way or the other, or perhaps unpleasant. And letting our assessment be what it is in this moment, knowing that it changes from moment to moment and breath to breath. Non-judgmental awareness. What is it like to live inside the body right now? And we can notice that our body is also touched by the emotions that we're carrying within our hearts. Whatever emotions we're experiencing are felt within the body as sensations. And we can notice if there's a heaviness within the body. We can inquire what might we be feeling emotionally that feels heavy in the body. Sometimes it's sadness or grief. Sometimes it's depression. It may be a heavy fear or the heaviness of loneliness. And whatever we experience in the moment, we know it changes day to day, breath to breath. And we meet with full awareness, opening to what is arising now. Sometimes, when there's heat in the body, a temperature that feels elevated, we might connect that to a sense of irritation or impatience or frustration or anger, rage. And we can notice with care and tenderness, allowing what we're experiencing to be here. We maybe have a sense of warmth around the heart or throughout our whole body, a sense of opening and expanding. We might connect this to joy or a peacefulness or contentment, a gladness. We might experience a lot of contraction, tightening in the body, a squeezing here, the abdomen or the shoulders or the back, the thighs or the buttocks, the jaw, the face. Contraction can be felt anywhere in the hands and the toes curling up. And so just noticing what's passing through. Fear and anxiety can sometimes feel like a gripping. And whatever we find, can we hold ourselves tenderly right where we are, holding ourselves with compassion. The sense of loss can feel quite heavy. We can feel heavy hearted. And we can lean in to each other, to each of us gathered here today, to feel and drink in the support of each other in this community of those gathered today at this time. And as we can feel the support of each other, the collective Sangha, we can also feel the support of our own breath, the rhythm that is unique to the body in this moment. We can turn our attention to the breath fully as a way to anchor in the present moment. And before doing so, we can set an intention for the rest of our practice together, an intention that can point in the direction in which we wish to go. Intentions can be global, one that we perhaps have each and every day to awaken, to be more fully present and alive to the life we're living, to be of service to others, to respond to the collective cry of suffering in the world. And we can also set a momentary, for the remainder of our time together, intention that is unique to the circumstances that are arising in our personal lives. An intention that holds us and supports us, that leads us. And whatever the intention is, envelop it with your breath. Awareness of this breath right here, right now. Awareness of the inhalation and the exhalation. belly expanding and heart lifting, chest opening. Belly and chest and heart softening. Following the breath, following the movement of the breath through the body. Following with steadiness. And when the mind wanders, coming right back to this breath and letting the breath hold us and carry us with all that's moving inside of our hearts, to hold and carry the heat or the contraction or the warmth or the openness or the heaviness. Breath right here, carrying us. Held and supported by the breath. This breath. This breath that opens our awareness to what's right here, to feel what we feel within our hearts, to experience the causes and conditions of what's arising in our lives at this time. To notice the impact of our thoughts and the stories that we tell ourselves on our hearts and our bodies. Opening with steadiness to what's right here. This breath that supports and holds and carries us. This life-giving flow. Bringing awareness to this breath, wherever the mind, the heart might have wandered. Infusing the body with awareness of breath that holds, that supports, and that carries us throughout this journey of life, regardless of what we carry in our hearts. No matter how hot or heavy, contracted or expanded, the breath is always right here. Breathing in awareness of all of us gathered in this Sangha, here for each other. And taking a deep breath in, bringing our hands to our heart center, hands over heart, and just taking some breaths to be with yourself in a tender way, bringing compassion to any sense of vulnerability, sense of loss, sense of being lost. Coming back to this moment just as it is. Bringing a sense of compassion to hold what's here. And taking in the words of this poem by Rashina Ray, The Unbroken. There is a brokenness out of which comes the unbroken, a shatteredness out of which blooms the unshatterable. There is a sorrow beyond all grief which leads to joy, and a fragility out of whose depths emerge strength. There is a hollow space too vast for words, through which we pass with each loss, out of whose darkness we are sanctioned into being. There is a cry deeper than all sound, whose serrated edges cut the heart as we break open to the place inside, which is unbreakable and whole, while learning to sing. And so while we hold ourselves in tender ways with compassion, with care, with love, we can also remember that what we carry is here, and this too shall change. All of our losses come and they go, and they come again. Just as our joys come and go and come again. The Buddha has taught us that there are, in a lifetime, over 10,000 sorrows and 10,000 joys. So bringing our hands together at our heart center and ending with metta. May I be strong and wise. May I hold myself with tenderness and compassion. May I be free of suffering. And may I awaken to my true self and offering yourself any other metta that you would like. Loving kindness, and offering metta, loving kindness to someone else in your life that is dear to you, whether they be living or they've passed over through the other side, whether they be two-legged or four-legged, offering metta. May you be strong and wise. May you be peaceful and free. May you be free of suffering. May you abide in the heart of loving kindness. May you awaken to your true nature. And offering this one, this dear one, any other metta, any other loving kindness. And offering metta to all beings everywhere, to the planet, the mountains, the waterways, all the species that walk, that crawl, that fly, that swim, that creep, that slither on this planet. May all beings be strong and wise. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings be at peace. May all beings abide in the heart of loving kindness. May all beings awaken to their truest nature, and offering any other metta that you would like. Bowing our head in gratitude for sharing this time and this space together, this virtual space. So we have some time together to come together